Awaken, puppets of Geppetto, and welcome fans, new and loyal, to your Lies of P Overture DLC Platinum Guide. Now this does feature as a part of my main Lies of P plus DLC full Platinum Guide, or you may be watching this just as a guide to get you your Platinum for the DLC trophies. Either way, no issues, I'm going to get you there, and we are going to start. So, in case you've not been following along with the main guide and you're just doing the DLC part, we are in Chapter 9 of New Game Plus. It is very important, you must be on at least New Game Plus. You can be on New Game Plus 2 or anything like that, but you have to be in New Game Plus minimum. And the reason for that is gold records. Just like in the main game, you cannot get gold records in the base journey, you have to be in New Game Plus onwards. Same goes for the DLC. And what a DLC it is. If you've not played it before, you're in for a great treat. So, firstly, New Game Plus. Secondly, you need to have completed Chapter 9. Now, if you've played the DLC before, it does unlock in Chapter 5. My recommendation is New Game Plus Chapter 9, still do it in Chapter 9, and that's where we are at the moment. I will show you my build at the moment as it stands. So, those are my stats. Equipment-wise, I've got the Live Puppets Axe Blade on the Booster Glaive handle. That currently has a Technique crank, although we'll be adjusting that in the future. As an alternative weapon, I've been using the Proof of Humanity at +5. Amulets, Recharge +1, Blue Guardianship. Assassins for that crit rate bonus, which is really helpful in the DLC. And the nameless ones, so that we have a chance of not using a pulse cell when we use the recovery. We're on the Lada F350 frame, that's the last one you get in the first run. Large capacity insulation converter, Lada disruption cartridge, and currently we're on slash damage reduction from the fiber reinforced liner. So, couple of things for people who are new to my guides. I am going to be skipping cutscenes as much as I love them and as incredible they are. In the interest of video brevity, I'm going to skip cutscenes. I'm also going to skip through some dialogue. My high recommendation is you do not do this. Unless you are familiar with everything, then of course do. But if you've not watched a cutscene or if you've not read a dialogue, please do. The lore, the storytelling of this game is phenomenal. Activate the DLC Stargazer. The other thing, I am not going to be picking up any random loot items. I'm only going to pick up fixed drops or fixed items on the floor. This way, you can guaranteed follow along my guide because I'll never have an item you don't have access to.
Oh, come on, pal, get up.
We're in the snow. So I found the DLC a lot easier when I played it on New Game Plus versus when I played it on the base game at Chapter 9. Now, I don't know if that's because I had played through the DLC once, that would be part of it. But just something that's worth noting.
Okay, there's gotta be a
it might actually be easier on New Game Plus because your build is stronger. Right, so the first thing is onward, and eventually we're going to get to the 3 cold weirdos. Now, there's a new status effect introduced by the DLC, Frozen, and we are going to mandatorily do that because we need to die to freeze for a gesture, and we need all the gestures from the DLC to make it work. However, we are not going to do that intentionally until the end. Now, if it happens, it happens. So these are the weird enemies. They're the ones that usually are yellow-headed. And there you go, you can see there's the frost mist. That's a new... And that racks up that freeze pretty quick. Just waiting for that freeze mist to clear up. There we go. Right, we're going to use, I've got the Perfection Grindstone on, so I'm going to use that for this elite. Rope. Oh, that's a drag through. Come on, bro. But yeah, enemies in the DLC do so much damage and have so much health. This really is a late to end game area to be doing. Right, chest is a new piece of equipment. It doesn't actually, apart from visual, it doesn't change anything, but you get the winter coat and hat. And I am going to equip that for now, but that's purely cosmetic. Again, like all of the costumes, they don't give you any actual effects other than the visual, but it's a nice, I think it's nice. And then on the floor there is an anti-freeze ampule. There it is. So as the name suggests, this is your anti-freeze ampule. It cures freeze. I will put that on my shortcut list. Exit. Over here to the left is an article. This is the Krat Zoo newspaper advert.
It's an ad for Krat
It also
Zoo?
gives you a
How is that still
little bit of
here?
foreshadowing to one of the first major bosses of the game, the giant alligator.
Not right.
Fire up the Stargazer, and at the Stargazer, talk with Gemini. And over time, he's going to be putting two and two together and realizing that we are actually in the past. We're playing through a shadow. Onward, yeah, we keep going. And then we're going to get the view of Krat Zoo. There you go. Something that burnt down many years ago.
Is that? Yes, it is. That's Krat Zoo.
Okay, onward. There are two dogs and a carcass. Now do note, the carcasses have a new move. They can now jump.
Just
My usual rules for doggos apply. Rope the dog. Oh. Or don't rope the dog. Respect the dog then. So yeah. Rope the carcass, stop him from jumping. Two dogs, carcass. Continue on for two more of the frozen weirdos and three more carcasses. Yeah, I don't know what it is about these dogs, why the rope doesn't consistently work. So, it is a point of note. So there's one, you can see the second weirdo is over there to the right, and we have three carcasses. No jumping from you, then go. Yeah, I don't know if the female-looking ones have the jump or if it's just the male ones, but just to be aware. Continue. And where that item is, you can see this mound to the right that doesn't quite look right. There's a weirdo inside that mound. There we go. Ambush, and this is the circus worker's letter. Have a read of that. And then onward for 2 more carcasses. Carcassi? Carcai? And there's the jump. Once you've dispatched those 2, roll through these icicles. For a full moonstone of the Covenant. Nice special weapon upgrade. Onward we go, and we're now going to head to the zoo. Interesting point of note about the DLC that you'll find as we look here, all dates have been redacted. So September 19th, 18XX. Doesn't lead to anything, but it's just an interesting point that they don't tell you exactly when this is. Right. Monkey in the cage. We enhanced rope to defeat these. Carcass monkey. You can see there's another one in the cage there, a third there, and a carcass. Right. Lure out the next monkey and pop the carcass. Yep. So cage. Monkey. Oh, I didn't refill my durability. Look at you and your fancy hat, sir. Right. Pop the carcass. Over here, grab the Fable Catalyst. And then over by this cage, the item on this floor body is a Radiant Ergo Chunk. Right, as you can see, we have a mini elite, so we're going to use enhanced rope, charge attacks, and the grindstone for this fight. Right, now I've got his attention. Put the grindstone back on. Oh, no. After downing him. Once you get the break, enhanced rope, charge. And there we go. We're about to get to another Stargazer, so running out of perfections is not a problem. Drops. Should be a Resplendent Ergo Chunk. Yes. So that is a guaranteed drop. Just double checking with my notes there. Up the steps. Grab the Colonel's Guide. We'll find out more about Colonel Little and the unfortunate events as we progress through the game. Open the doors. Woolly Mammoth! and repair the Stargazer. We get our first introduction to Markiona. Right, now we'll have a rest. Level up, and I'm going to level up my technique to 41. Head over to this back right corner for a shot put. And then past the center for an article, Discover Wildlife Bears. Now this article you do need to read to the end as it gives you a gesture. So once you back out, you get the Play Dead gesture. That is your first of 8 DLC gestures needed for a trophy. Up we go, 2 carcasses. And then down these other steps to grab a hidden moonstone. ×4. Onto the balcony for the bloodied man. Exhaust the dialogue, and you're going to get a poster missing Romeo. Now you will recognize Romeo as the King of Puppets, who we defeated earlier at the Opera House. However, this is still when he was still human. Yes, the King of Puppets was not created as a puppet, he was converted from a human. Very similar to us. Yep, over to this right side. Rope carcass. In. There are 2 more carcasses in this section. This is the Krat Mysteries, the Vanished Taxidermist. Again, this is another article that will get more explanation as we progress. 2 carcasses here, so one that rose up there, and you can just see on the other side of this case is the other. So the idea is, if you charge this one, you get ambushed from here. If you came over to this entrance, you kill this one, and then this one behind ambushes. This is a resplendent ergo chunk. We're now going to exit through this far corner, and we're going to take out this carcass. Out here, we're going to come down the ladder. There are 2 monkeys. By now, we know the drill. So the second one didn't die. I've got 2 organs in play. One which is extra damage when durability is full, and another which is extra damage when health is full. So that's why the second one didn't take as much. This chest has a quartz. Quartz are always welcome. Back up the ladder. And now we're going to cross over to the other side of the balcony. I was contemplating having a rest at the Stargazer, but that means that these 2 puppets carcasses up here would be back. All the way to the end for this carcass. Don't know why you didn't give me the backstab, but fine. Inside is a monkey and a carcass. There's monkey. Where this carcass. This is an antifreeze, so grab this. There is a carcass in here. There you are. You just hadn't got up. Onward. Ah, yes, Resident Evil corridor. Yeah, anyone familiar with Resident Evil can look at this corridor and go, well, there's ambushes here, and there is indeed double monkey ambush. So I'm going to walk, not run. And for the ill-prepared, the idea is while you're focusing on this first one, the second one ambushes from behind. We all know how that works. Right. On here, you'll see the Mammoth, which we're going to use our grindstone to assist with. This does so much damage. It is quite unreal. So, let's get... Oh, let's not get... grindstone. But we do so much damage as well. There we go. Auto drops a Radiant Ergo Crystal. Grab the Thermite over here. Now you are welcome to read all of these, but they're not required for any of the items or trophies of the game. Right. We now go up the steps, and we're going to go to the right first for a carcass and two new carcass enemies, which I will call sniper blobs. So sniper blobs for the moment are mainly going to be rope to deal with. Later on we can outrange them with options. But, oh, that's what they do. The little ones aren't too bad, the big ones are a problem. So rope and a single swing does the job. Grab this Legion magazine and then exit for a new weapon. This is DLC weapon 1 of 10, the Royal Horn Bow. In your additional weapon slot, we are going to equip the Royal Horn Bow. Love me some range. Great weapon. Right. We're now going to head back and across. And you can see there's a carcass and a monkey in waiting. On the balcony for a Dark Moon Moonstone. So the bow's not too strong at the moment. So when you're using charged attacks, once you flash and you get that little chink, let go immediately for a critical shot. Press normal R2 and you do those 2 shots, normal R1 you do a single. Infinite ammo because it is durability based weaponry. But anyway, that just demonstrates a bit of the bow. We're going to be using that quite often. Anytime I normally would use a sawtoothed wheel, I can now use the bow and I don't need to worry about consumable usage. take out the 3 carcass in total. On the table is a motivity crank. Not that we'll be using it, but I'm just showing you where I think I cover most, if not every item in the DLC on this journey. Take the left path and then immediately left
Clearly, we're still in
for
Krat.
a shortcut back to
Zoo's still
the
standing and
main room
intact.
Stargazer.
Is it possible that the Stargazer sent us back in time?
It is possible that the Stargazer sent us
I
back in time.
remember a day like this. A day when snow was falling on the zoo.
Yeah, it's not a good day to remember, Gemini. At the Stargazer, we are going to teleport. Now from here, you can see at the top, press triangle or Y on Xbox to get back to the normal versus DLC, and we want to go to normal Hotel Krat. At the hotel, normal housekeeping. Firstly, every time you go to the hotel, make sure you have recharged your Fable to full by going to the training room. We're now going to go to Eugenie.
You're here.
And we're going to upgrade our new best friend, the Royal Horn Bow, all the way to level 5. Auto handle, and on our live Puppets axe booster glaive, if we reset with a balance crank, you'll look and in the right it shows because our motivity has been improved, we're actually going to do more damage without a handle now. So we're going to take the technique crank off of the booster axe. I'm going to go gather some fruit with Gianji. And your choice of wish stones. I've got 3 plus 12, so I'm fine for friendship to recover the Spectre. I'm going to keep my work towards 3 plus 9 for my recovery as the ones I use for bosses where I can't summon. And advance is also a nice one to look into. The rest I'm not a big fan of, but you are more than welcome to. So I'm going to purchase 2 more of these. So if you want to see the DLC done without any summons, then you can look at my blind playthrough, the parts 1 and 2, it's only done in 2 parts. Those are up on my channel. Oh, we're not spending quartz as we're waiting to get the upgraded chair from the past. So don't spend any quartz yet. But yes, if you want to see without spectres, then watch those videos. I am going to summon spectres for the guide, as the whole point of this is an easy to follow platinum guide, and easy to follow means making fights as easy as possible, so we will be using spectre summons. Technique up another level to 42, and now we can warp back to the Hall of Adventure. Yeah, so at this point in my notes I've put inconsistent rope for dogs. As we've got a pack of 3 coming up. So don't be afraid to use your Fable attacks on this pack of dogs. You can see one of them, however, it's a trap. because there you go, in the cages are the other two, and there's no way of dealing with one without the other two coming to play. So in an ideal world, you want them grouped up for a nice big chunky fable. And as you can see, they do so much damage. It's obscene. The DLC really does pack a punch. Right, once they're defeated, we can come to the left glacier over here for a resistance ampule. Head back. That's right. So head back to the right, the way that we came, for the 3 carcasses again. Carcasses. Made a dog zero that. Right, get those, and then with the bow, from the end of this broken bridge, we're going to take out this one. So that is blob 1. Underneath the bridge, you can see there's blob 2. And... okay, it's the 2 blobs. So yeah, 2 blobs and the carcass. So I'm just going to wait and then see if I can get plunged. Lovely. Just leaves you, little madam. Roll through the ice and chest. You can attack it if you want, but the chest has a Legion caliber inside. And we're now going to find our new butterfly, the white butterfly. So 1 butterfly then becomes 3, and then you can attack the 3. Well, yeah, 1 white butterfly, and there you go. 3 of them. Take out all 3 in the allotted time, and you will get a quartz. There we go. And now we're ready to move on. Past where the doggo spawned. Head towards the left first. Carcass, and a resplendent ergo chunk. And then we've got another one of these big uns. The main thing is just be aware of the grab. As you can see, enhanced ropes work well. Oh. That not went. There we go. All we're doing is just working towards that nice stagger so we get fatal and charge attack. Right, big enhanced rope. Drop is not guaranteed, so I won't be picking that one up. Now we're going to head over to the other side of that broken bridge. We're going to grab 2 moonstones. Back, and over here by this first cell is the winter's... oh no. Oh no, side cage antifreeze. The cell is... this is the winter's sleep amulet. I got cell and cage mixed up. So yeah, winter sleep amulet and the antifreeze by that fallen cage. And now we're going to head over to this far left for a carcass, and you can just about make out behind that there is a blob behind. So I'm bringing the carcass behind this wall. And now I'm going to deal with the blob. But yeah, so behind the wall, that way you don't have to worry about this spitting acid at you. Right, carcass and blob, then in. There's another blob and a carcass. So again, I'm going to roll the carcass away. And then I can get to the point where I can deal with the blob safely. Now you can grab this fire abrasive. And we're going to head up this ladder. There's a blob at the top. Oh. Ow. How rude. Blob, and then down the ladder. Heal up. There's a carcass fluid, and then here, carcass body fluid, and then we've got another one of those elites here. So, grindstone. That should be enough for a stagger. Inside this chest is a new item, the Ancient's Disc. Now this is a tradable item with a merchant for some goodies in the past Hotel Krat, Eventide Hotel Krat. Exit. Carcass? How rude. There we go. Bow for the dog. Then pop the carcass inside the cell that the dog was in for 2 hidden moonstones. And now onward for a new enemy. What I call the rolling roos. Kangaroos that do roly-polies. So as with most things, rope breaks enemies out of attack animations. And we now have an elite big red roo. So I'm going to put on... Oh no, this is big red, this is a roller. This is big red, so I've wasted some of my grindstone. Keep going, don't you? There we go. Right. Charge attack and... So much health. Drop is random from the Red Rue Elite, so I won't be picking that up. And then we are at our next Stargazer. So I've got the organ on. That pulse cells increase my Fable, so I'm just going to spend my pulse cells before I rest to increase my Fable meter. Rest, talk with Gemini. No doubt about it, we're in the past. Level up technique to 43. Add Ergo. Spend a Radiant Ergo Crystal. Technique to 44. If you are following along without doing the rest of my guide before this, then your leveling will obviously be different. But the leveling I'm using is part of my wider main game and DLC inclusive guide. Actually, let's just top up our Fable to full. Rest again. Come over here for a Miraculous Enhancement Ampule. This improves your stamina recovery. And make sure on your equipment you definitely have access to antifreeze. Oh, I can also take off the Sawtooth wheel. So we're about to fight a giant Mammoth Elite, which you're going to have to pretty much use all of your tools for. This is a difficult fight, so if you want to switch to the Aegis instead of the Legion Arm, you're welcome to do so. Now, key thing is when it goes to phase 2, make sure to back away, otherwise you will get guaranteed frozen. So this is different to the last Mammoth we fought. That was unfortunate. Oh, is this phase 2? Yeah, this is phase 2. Back away, as you see, big miss. Now I'm going to put on the grindstone. Lots of freeze, lots of nasties. Uh-oh. Weaknesses behind. Gonna use the grindstone again. Uh-oh, and there's the freeze. Immediately get it off. Don't be afraid to use all your tools, as we can rest afterwards. And there we go. Difficult fight. Use all the tools to your disposal. Just hit and run tactics. Don't get frozen. And if you do, make sure to heal it off. You get auto-drop the Genius Legion plug. That will create one of the 2 DLC Legion arms. Come over here, grab balance crank. And then also, there it is, the antifreeze ampule to replace any that you've had to use. Head back, and we're going to rest back at the Stargazer. Level up, and we're going to spend a resplendent ergo chunk. If you're following along with my main guide and that's not enough, as always, use your lessers to plug gaps if you don't have as much ergo as I do for any reason. Technique 245. Right, and now we can go onward. Now, we're coming up to the Golden Seed Tree. Now, if you've been following my main guide, you will have the Faded Whistle. Now, you might not have that if you haven't been following along, so don't worry. I am going to show you how you can get this item without the Faded Whistle. So, if you read here, it will say, "Quiet please, the birds are resting. Please do not shout or blow whistles." And the Faded Whistle, if it's in your inventory, it will come up. So if you blow the whistle, what will happen is the birds will all fly away, and a golden seed item will drop. So you can do that right now with the Faded Whistle item. There it is. Faded Whistle, so if you use that here, that will happen. I will come back later when we get the trumpets and show you can do it even if you haven't got Toma's Whistle. Come around the back for Thermite. Onward. Drop and immediately cross. You want to take out this weirdo. Waiting for the freeze to finish. That'll do. I can run through that now. Oh, there's so much. Come round the back here, and there's another weirdo. Grab this radiant chunk. Down and beware, there is a snowball up there as part of a trap, but we're going to use that to help us take out some of those ranged blobs. There you go. Oh, and of course, complete misses. Remember that elite has very lengthy claw attacks. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, yes, I will deal with you in a minute. Okay, no. Your turn. Have a shot with it. There we go. Right. Behind this, which the snowball broke, is a chest with DLC weapon 2 of 10, the Lorenzini Bolt Blade. Not bad, but not a weapon that I'll be using. Up the ramp. And not a trap, I thought it would be, but it's not.
Alchemists.
Here
What are
is
they
an
doing
announcement for the Brotherhood of Truth article. Have a read through that, learn a bit more about the Brotherhood, you'll learn about them, the alchemists, and the organization, all of which kind of intertwine to each other. Onward and up here for our safe house.
There must have been a fight. But this much blood.
Repair the
Someone's
Stargazer.
dying or dead.
We're going to pop our pulse cells to top up our Fable as much as we can. Have a rest. And that's going to be it for our first video. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the aesthetic, you're soaking it all in, this incredible, incredible DLC. I love the fact that I'm taking you through this journey, and I really hope you're going to enjoy playing alongside me. Thank you so much for watching. Please do drop me a like on the video, and hey, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe as well. It really does mean the world to me, all of my followers, all of the support. Thank you all so much. You're all awesome. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and until I do, bye for now.